D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished Mandalorian season 3, episode 2. And I have to say, it was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it. There was some action and everything. No spaceship battles, which is fine. And it was a little bit a little dark. There was like a creature in there that I don't know if I liked it, but I didn't hate it. So I was just like, I was just curious in terms of like what it is. I don't know. You can tell me if you know. But I liked the action sequences with Bo-Katan and Din Djarin. And then I also liked what they're setting up, in terms of like Mandalorian lore, because we went back to Mandalore this episode, and I really liked that because I remember it from, Clone Wars. If you watch Clone Wars, they went to Mandalore a lot, especially like in the later seasons or whatnot. And it was pretty good. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this whole don't take off your helmet thing. I don't know why. But at the same time, I don't care enough to where it's like a problem for me. I do also, I can't wait to see what happens, because are they planning on going back to Mandalore? I mean, it didn't look like that much fun to live there anymore. I mean, but we'll get into that. There was something else I wanted to say. Yeah, I thought the music was good. I thought directing wise, I thought that was pretty good. I thought writing wise, it was pretty good. They explained some stuff in here. And yeah. All right, I'm just gonna get started on my breakdown because I really don't know what else to say, and I'm trying to remember exactly everything that happened. But there was a lot of exposition to going forward, because I think they were trying to get those who didn't watch Clone Wars, so they didn't know a lot about what was going on, get them up to speed, with this one episode kind of thing. All right, so before I get started on this episode, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting pushed to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get started on this episode. So it starts off on Tatooine. And it starts off with the Bunta Eve race, and there's like a Fast and the Furious kind of race going on right here with these speeders, and one of them crashes in the streets, which I kind of liked. I was like, that's fun. And then so we get this Rodanian, and he's talking to Pelly, I think that's her name. And she's all like, oh, there's a lot of parts taken out. I can fix it, but I'm gonna have to get the parts from the Outer Rim. It's gonna cost you. She's like, I could put a rush on it if you pay me half now. So she gives him money. He's all like, hurry up and everything. I still can't. Is this a wig? Because it looks terrible on her. It just looks terrible. Okay. So then she's like, is he gone? Tell the Jawas to come back in. So the Jawas come in and they took all the parts. So she's got a little gig going on where she'll have them go and strip a speeder. Apologies, I need the caffeine. They'll go strip a speeder, and then the person will come to her and have her fix it, and then she'll get him in. So then after that happens, Mando lands, and she's like, where's my little guy and everything? And he's right there, and he jumps. Hold on, I want to play this because this jump was ridiculous. Watch. I was all like, oh, that's ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's fine in terms of like, it just looks I'm pretty sure it was practical, A. And B, I'm just like, it looks like can you guys try not to make it look so much like you're just throwing a doll up in the air and having her catch it? It's just ridiculous. But look how cute he is. So then he goes to her to ask her for an IG-88 memory motherboard or whatever. And she's like, ooh, they don't make those anymore. She's like, it's going to be hard. And he's like, do you think you can find those? She's like, go get the Jawas. So the Jawas come back. And her Jawanese is pretty good. I don't know how to say. I don't know how to speak Jawa, but she does a pretty good job. And they don't have one. She's like, sorry, buddy. And so she's like, why don't you take this astromech droid? It's good to go. And pieces are falling off of it. And she's like, I'll give it a bath and everything. It's tip top shape kind of thing. She's basically selling him, and I wouldn't have fallen for it, but I guess he needed a droid because it's got to take readings of Mandalorian surface so he can breathe on the planet. Which you find out later he can. So he ends up getting this thing, and the droid gets popped in there, and because she takes off the globe or whatnot, and then they fly off into the distance. She's like, "May the force be with you." And they fly off into the distance where these fireworks are going off, which reminded me very much of Wonder Woman 1984, because I was like, I don't know if I'm into this if they're gonna copy shit like that. So then there's the title. So they're going, and they get to Mandalore. This is Mandalore, right? And he's like, it used to be beautiful and green, and he explains to him like this. That's the moon I was born on. That's the moon. I can't remember the name of the moon. And then he goes, that right there. So the Mandalore moon, and then this planet the moon that they see that they went and seen Bo-Katan on, which we'll see her later. And he explains that Mandalorians need to know maps because they need to know where they are or something like that. No matter what, they're never lost. And he's never been to Mandalore, but everybody knows about, all Mandalorians are told about it. So they go through these clouds, they get through all this rain and stuff, and they go through, and it's pretty beaten up a little bit, but I didn't think it was like overwhelmingly bad. But you see these little like crystal things that he brought, what's her face, the Mandalorian chick, and he says that they can't contact anybody on the planet because of the bombing, that it's mixed with the magnetic something or other of the planet, so they can't. And so if they want to get some signals out, they would have to leave the planet to do that, which we see later. All this is foreshadowing. It's setting stuff up, which is good. And so they land on the planet. He sends the astromech droid to go do its thing, and Baby Yoda is worried for him, and so he's like, "You can watch him on the thing." Well, then he disappears. He's like, "Boop, gone." So he's like, "All right, he's like, you get in your little cubby hole, and then I'll go, and I'll see if I can find him. I'll seal up my helmet." Sorry, guys, it's early for me. So he gets out. And he's like, well, he's walking, he's doing his little thing. And he gets in here, this cave. And then all of a sudden he is attacked. Hold on. Oh no, he sees this. And this was really good. Sorry, he gets attacked in a minute, but wait, let's go through this. So we'll see images of this city. And I can tell you right now, you can tell where this used to look really, really beautiful. And I'm going to pull a picture right now. This is what it used to look like. This is a drawing of it, but it's pretty much, from the TV show Clone Wars. And you can see that's those structures, how it looked like, almost like stalactites and stalagmites and everything. But you can see all this structure right here, which is very cool. Very cool. So they did a good job of making that here, but just, decrepit kind of thing. And like Bo-Katan says later, it used to be a beautiful civilization. So not too much talking here, but then these little guys, they just pop out of the ceiling and start attacking Din Djarin. Now I wanted to hold on, let me get a good because he defeats these guys, but hold on, there we go. So now these are called Alamites. Now I just want to say right now, if these are in the Clone Wars, I do not remember the Alamites. I'll tell you that right now. And I was like, these are, now don't get me wrong. No, get me wrong. I didn't like these. Like, these were practical effects, but I just don't like the design of these creatures. They almost remind me of the Morlocks from Time Machine. Like, they just kind of remind me of the Morlocks, and I'm all like, I don't really need that in my Star Wars, but whatever, it's fine. It's fine. So then they're walking through, or no, he kills them. He takes those down and he saves the droid, and they get back and he's like, "Did you get the readings?" And then he pulls up the readings, like, "There's no toxicity here. It was all a lie. Mandalore's totally cool. We can breathe here." So then they go in, and I liked this, that they jumped off, and then he goes down and you can see the city and everything. And he lands, they goes down the mines, and his landing is a little rough. He's not the best land. He doesn't do the superhero landing, So then they're walking through, Ooh, and they come across. Hold on, let me see if they can. There's like these little lizards. I don't know if you can see. Hold on, let me play it. Let me play it. There it is. There it is. There it is. It's like this, almost like this crocodile thing. And I was like, whatever. And so they're walking. They're walking. And while they're walking, he sees this old Mandalorian helmet right here. And you can see the little T shape that they have. This little, hold on, this little thing, this little T shape. I'm wearing my Boba Fett shirt. And so he gets, I don't know, sentimental or whatever, and he picks it up and he's looking at it. It's like, wah, wah, wah. And then all of a sudden, hold on, let me play it because this shit was good. This shit got me. Okay, so then all of a sudden, it's like, bam, he gets trapped. And I was like, oh my goodness. No, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get scared per se, but I was like, ooh. Ooh. So then he gets captured by this giant machine. And I was like, oh, and like this is the thing. There's this eye in this machine. Now, I just want to say right now, they didn't explain this robot eye thing at all. And I was all like, I mean, I didn't mind that, but at the same time, I go, you could explain it a little bit. I mean, did not Bo-Katan not know what it was? But I was like, at the same time, I was like, I'm not mad about it. So then it walks away with him and it gets him to its little lair, where there's a bunch of helmets here. And it's like, did it get other Mandalorians that had come to Mandalore to bathe in the waters? I don't know. So then it puts it's in its little cage, and then all of a sudden it opens up to this like robot like thing. This almost reminded me of, what was that Mars movie with Val Kilmer, and it's got that like Annie droid. It almost reminded me of that. So it gets out and everything, and it's got its little bow staff, and it's getting stuff ready for it takes his weapons away, and then it's getting ready to pump his blood. It needs I don't know why it needed its blood, and it didn't explain anything with this creature, this robot creature with the eye. So I was like, interesting. I mean, I wish they would have explained a little bit more about this, but it's fine because they explain the Alamites, but they don't explain that thing. I was like, interesting, I guess, kind of, really, I don't know. So then he tries to help him, but he messes it up, and the creature hears him. So it shoots, it comes after him, but and he's like, go get Bo-Katan. So then this thing, this alligator thing like launches itself out at it, right? It gets past this. It reminded me of I've never been there, but like right there we go. So it reminded me of at Universal when Jaws comes up, that boat ride. It reminded me of that. So then he gets up through here and he gets to the ship. Oh, this is where we saw in the trailer that little Alamite jumps down and then he knocks it out or whatnot. And then he like flies away. And then he's up in the ship. Oh, and then the alligator attacks the ship, but he flies away. He's like, ooh. And then here's Bo-Katan. She's just sitting on this throne all day, like moping. Is that her job now? She's just gonna sit on this throne all like, I'm sad. Like, grow up, Bo-Katan. You're an adult. It's time to adult, okay? I know it's hard sometimes, but like, stop it. You stop that. You stop that. It's just ridiculous, but it's fine. It's fine because this is the last time we see her. Like, is this her little bed right here on her throne? Like, she just never leaves it. And he's like, we have an unexpected visitor. And she's like, oh, I'm going to tell him to go away once and for all. So she lands and she's like, I thought I made it very clear last time. And she's like, where's Din? She's like, download the astromech droid. And so she takes her ship, which has a lot more room in it, by the way, and she goes to Mandalore. Like, look how much room she has here. I'm like, you should get one of these, Mando. I do like these ships. So she tells me, she's like, it used to be really beautiful. Like, you can see where this was the dome, the dome over the city. Yeah. I really do like it. The Mandalorian stuff in Clone Wars. She's like, it used to be really beautiful. Yeah, you can see this is circular and it used to be in this dome thing. It was very cool, very cool. And so then she lands and they go and they go inside the cave, right? And she talks about how it used to be beautiful. how this used to be a beautiful city, and she's probably right. And again, I'll pull up the picture before, but look, and again, it used to be really nice. Like, it was really cool. I liked it. You liked it. Everybody liked it. And this is really good. They did a good job. Again, they did a good job with representing that it's just a dead civilization right now. I can't remember what they talk about here, but she's all, you know, walking. She's walking. And she sees something in just a second. Hold on. She looks up at the ceiling and she sees something. So she blasts at it. Right? Hold on, as soon as it gets to it. And these Alamites fall down and she kills them. And she's using her shield. Very good action fight sequences. I enjoyed it. And then these are Alamites. They used to hang out on the edges of the city. She's like, and we were going to be their next meal, but you weren't because you killed them. And it's a good thing you knew what you were looking for. Other than that, they didn't explain anything about them. Like, so then this robot gets this blood pumping machine. And why did it need its blood? I don't understand. Like, did it eat it? What's with this eye? Did this used to be a person? Is it just an eyeball? What's going on here? You know? Explanations. Daddy needs things to be explained. Okay. So then pumping the blood, and then Bo-Katan comes in and she starts fighting this thing. And so she's getting blasted. She pulls up the dark saber and she just, like, with her shield, she stabs this thing in the heart. Well, it dies. Not really, though, because it comes back to life and then the head pops off. Hold on. Yeah, the head pops off and becomes this, like, little, like, bug creature. And it's going towards the big robot. Oh, my goodness. And so she's like, are you okay? Well, then he's like, behind you. And then the big robot tries to kill her. And she's stabby stabs and messing with it. And she really knows how to use the saber, because you remember, she had the saber and she like cuts it and it dies. It dies. But if you remember, she had the saber for a long time. So she probably knows how to use it a little bit. Plus, she's a warrior, and I'm sure she's used some kind of a sword or some kind of a weapon besides blasters. I don't know. I don't know if really Mandalorians use anything other than blasters. I can't think, you know, other than the weapons that they have or whatnot. Anyways, so then she makes Pog soup, which if this is in Clone Wars, I don't remember Pog soup. But it's not because I'm not like a fan or anything, or a Fairweather fan. I just don't remember it, okay? There's a lot of stuff in Star Wars, and I don't remember all of it. So then she sits here, and I can't remember what she's talking about here. Yeah, I mean, she's talking about Mandalorian stuff. Yeah. And if you remember, she talks, maybe it's here, she talks about how she was no, it's later on. It's later on. I'll just and then he eats. Yeah, he doesn't even take off his helmet here. Like, he's all about it now. And he's like, we need to go to the mines or whatnot. She don't know. This whole time she talks about how she's a princess of Mandalore. And she bathed in because he's like, I need to go to magic waters. And she's like, they're not magic or whatever. It's just water. And so hold on. So then they're walking through, and she talks about how she was a princess of Mandalore. And if you remember her sister Satine from Clone Wars, I liked Satine, who was murdered right in front of her will they, won't they love Obi-Wan Kenobi. They were, won't they? And she was murdered by Darth Maul right in front of him. Oh, so good. So good. Clone Wars was really good. If you got the time, go watch it. And I know everybody wants to be like, the first 2 episodes or seasons aren't that good, but I liked this first 2 seasons. I mean, they are kind of slowish, but I liked them. You know, whatever, it's fine. You know, better than the Bad Batch. Ugh, gross. So then she talks about how she said the words that he's gonna say, and then she talks about how they used to be a great civilization, and she talks about her father, how her father was he's like your father sounds like a good man. He was proud. He was probably proud of you. And she's like, he was proud of me, especially when I did crap like this in public. And she's like, and he was a great man. She's like, and he died for Mandalore. And right after he says that, she's like, he died for Mandalore. And he goes, this is the way. And I was like, that's good. That's good. Because then she gives him this look like this look that hold on, man, I'm past it. Dang it. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. He says, this is the way. And then she gives him that look like, gosh, you fucking dick. Sorry. Oh, she gives him a look anyways that where it's, to me, it said, you know, like she was like believing like his little mantra of this is the way is like, she was all like, all right, dude, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You're bringing me back. You're bringing me back to the light. Go towards the light, Carolyn. So then, she reads about the mythosaur, and it says like she said that they conquered the mythosaur, the Mandalorians from back in the first Mandalorian, and they would ride them, and this was supposedly their lair. So that plays into later on. So then he's getting ready to he's going into the water, and he's saying like I now pledge my allegiance to the Mandalore. And as he does this, he just like goes, hold on, let me play it. So he just, hold on. As soon as he's like saying all these words, he's like, you know, darkest light or darkest night, brightest light, Green Lantern's might, and all that crap. And then as soon as, hold on, he steps right here. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. He steps. And then he just, oh man, there it plummets. He just right down into the water. Okay. So then she puts on her helmet and she flies after him, and then she turns on her jetpacks. And I was like, see, Mando, this is why you keep your jetpack on. And then she goes so far. How fast? She goes all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. I'm all like, how fast did this fucker sink? He sinks so fast. It's so quickly. Like, he is down at the bottom of this thing. So she finds him. And I mean, I'm pretty sure it's because of the Beskar armor, but it's still, I'm all like, how heavy is this Beskar armor that you sank to the bottom of this bottomless pit, yo? that doesn't make any sense. But so then as she's floating up, right? Oh, hold on, was that it? Hold on, I gotta play it. Okay, as she's floating up, she sees a big freaking eyeball, and this right here. Okay, so there she sees, and it's alive. Like, and this is, hold on, this is the mythosaur. So this is the mythosaur, and then this is the skull that they did their little emblems, you know, the Mandalorian emblems all off of. So this is the mythosaur, and it's alive, and you can't see, and it just like kind of floats away or whatever, and she lands back up in there, and you know, Baby Yoda's all happy, and then she looks towards the water, and they do a close-up on her, and even though you can't see Katie Sackhoff's face, you can tell what she's thinking. It's putting the fire back in her to start up this whole Mandalorian thing again, and then that's the end of the episode. And I was like, that was pretty good. And it's a small piece of me wishes that they would have showed this episode along with last week's episode, because I feel like it would have given that 1-2 punch because I mean, I did see some people didn't like last week's episode. And this is the thing. I enjoyed last week's episode. Even if you didn't like last week's episode, I mean, I can see why some people might not have enjoyed it, or might not have thought it was good, but I enjoyed it. Even if I didn't think it was good, something can be bad and you can still enjoy it. I enjoy bad movies all the time. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, but I can't. But I did enjoy last week's episode, and then I did enjoy this week's episode. And I don't know if I think it's just because like this is more Star Wars than any other Star Wars stuff that we're getting. Like, Mandalorian isn't like the best thing ever in terms of Star Wars, but I can tell you right now, it's better than the sequel trilogy. It's better than Obi-Wan. It's better than Boba Fett. Those shows suck. It's better than the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch sucks, yo. But and this is the best Star Wars that we're getting. So it's like, you know what, if this is the best that we're getting, I will try to enjoy this, and I do enjoy it. Like, that's the thing. And, you know, you like what you like, you don't like what you don't like. And that's my like thoughts on this episode. I mean, sometimes I wish I would wait to do these to let it marinate, but I ain't got time for that nonsense. But yeah. But tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was your favorite part? Did you love going back to Mandalore and seeing the ruins of the old cities, and like it brought up memories of Clone Wars and stuff, and Satine? I liked Satine. She was a pacifist, and Bo-Katan, she's like aggressive and stuff. She's a fighter, and Satine was like, no, be a diplomat and everything. And I'm just like, man, I miss that sister like back and forth that they had. Oh, it was so good. Yeah. All right, you guys, those are my thoughts on this. Tell me what you guys think about it. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know I won't mind. If you're my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on my next Mandalorian breakdown review. You guys have a good week. Bye.